Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we have got a Q&A that I have been meaning to film for literally probably 3 months. I asked for questions so long ago and I've just been procrastinating this video and I don't know why, because Q&As are one of my favorite videos to film, so it makes no sense. I've got my new Taylor Swift t-shirt on. I got it in pink, which is in my colour palette that I will not shut up about. If you didn't know, I'm a summer colour palette. I feel like everyone is gonna block me. Actually, one of my next videos will be me going to see Anna again to get my girlfriend's colour palette done, but also have a style analysis done, and I'm really excited for that. A lot of people say I'm fashionable, which is a really sweet compliment, but it makes me giggle every time people say that because I am literally not fashionable at all. I feel like I own clothes, but I don't know how to wear them. I don't know how to accessorize and really put an outfit together. I wear the same necklace every day. I normally wear the same bag every day, same shoes. It's just a different like top and pair of jeans. So I'm really excited to learn how to dress my body. So yeah, that will be one of my next videos. But as for right now, we have got a Q&A. Let me see if I can find the questions because it was so long ago. Oh my God, 22nd of April. We are basically in June now. This is terrible. I actually have a lot of questions asking about Juniper Moon, and if you didn't know, that is my online store. I design all the products in it. We sell like notepads, stickers, prints, so many different little bits and pieces like bookmarks, pins, things like that, and I will be bringing it back this year. All I'm saying is keep your eyes peeled because the store is coming back. It just takes a lot of planning, and I'm going to be kicking it off with a big sale of all of the older stock. So Juniper Moon has actually been closed for I think 2 years now, which is insane to think about. I did not think it'd be that long when I closed it. It was more just to have a little break and get some health issues sorted that I've been dealing with. So yeah, there's a lot of logistics to bringing it back, but I am. So keep your eyes peeled. Would you ever get into releasing pop music? Funny you should ask that because I might have a cover coming your way very soon, and it is of a pop song. It might be a song by someone else who is in the room with us right now. If you want to guess what it is, feel free to guess in the comments, but I'm so excited. I'm going to be recording it actually in a couple of days. Can Nellie move to the US with you? If I did move permanently to the US, yes, I would find a way to take Nellie, but I'll only take him and like uproot his life if I am moving permanently. If it's not just like a 3-month trip, a 6-month trip. He's so happy living with his grandma when I go on my little trips to America, but ideally I want him with me all the time. It's just such a huge uproot to do, and because I spend half my time in America and half my time here right now, it doesn't make sense to uproot his life for him to be there like on his own half the time. How hard do you find a long distance relationship? I would say that mine and Cam's relationship as a whole isn't hard, like it's not difficult in itself, but the logistics of living in 2 different countries is really hard. I know we both miss each other when we spend time apart. It's awful, but one thing we do is FaceTime every single day, so at least we get to chat and like see each other's faces every day. Long distance is also very expensive. Every single time I fly to Nashville, it's over £900 for the flight, which is insane. So long distance is a very expensive thing to do. Thankfully, I can do it right now where I am in life, but the added expense of everything definitely isn't easy either. Have you ever taken medication for anxiety and depression? If so, what's your experience? Yes. So I have been on one medication consistently, I think for the last like 5 or 6 years. But before that, I tried a couple of different ones that really didn't sit well with me. When I first went to the doctor about my depression and anxiety, I think they put me on propranolol. They put me on that one and it made me even more depressed. And then they put me on sertraline, I think it is. And that again made me even more depressed. And I'm now on citalopram. So sometimes it is a bit of trial and error to find a medication that works for you, but don't let that put you off at all. If you've got good people around you who are there to like look after you and notice if you go a bit more downhill when you start a medication, you will be absolutely fine. Just go back to your doctor and try a different one. So yeah, it took me 3 attempts to find the one that I've now been on for like 6 years. So my experience has definitely been up and down with it, and it definitely doesn't get rid of depression. I will say that. I think it does ease it, but it doesn't get rid of depression and anxiety. Do you have any musicals that you love but don't talk about, or that are so bad they're good to you. So I've had like 3 theatre phases in my life when it comes to movie musicals. The first phase that I went through is the original Annie. I used to watch it at least once a week. My mum absolutely hated it, but I blooming loved it. So yeah, Annie, the original one, has a special place in my heart. The next phase that I went through was Rent. I again used to watch that at least once a week for like a year. I've never seen any of these live, by the way. These are just like movies that I used to be obsessed with and still love. So Annie, Rent, and then the last phase that I went through was Hairspray. Again, watched that at least once a week for like a year, and I loved that as well. So those are 3 that I don't ever really talk about, but 3 that I love. What's your most embarrassing purchase from the last 12 months? This one kind of gets coupled with another question. Why do you change your sofas so much? Girl, you are wild. I would say that my most embarrassing purchase of the last 12 months, maybe it was longer ago than that, but basically in the history of me, are sofas. I have gone through so many sofas, and it's because I stupidly buy them online without sitting on them first. And then I get them home and I'm like, oh, this isn't actually that comfy. But sending a sofa back feels like such an upheaval that I have just dealt with them for like a year, and then the next year comes and I'm like, I really need a new sofa, this one isn't comfy, and then I'll buy it online again and then it won't be comfy again. But this sofa behind me right now is fantastic. I sat on it in IKEA. I took my mum as well to sit on it because notoriously everybody who comes in my flat finds my sofas uncomfortable, but my mum was like, yes, this is a great one. I was like, yes, this is a great one. So I bought it. It's so nice. It's called the IKEA Kivik. So I would say my most embarrassing purchase, like over time, has been sofas. I've had way too many, and that is embarrassing. And it's purely because I'm a really impulsive person. So if I think of something that I want and it's in my budget and I find something that I like online, I will buy it, and I'm trying to get better at that. And I feel like I actually have got a lot better at that. Are you giving your flat a little refresh? I actually am. So if you didn't know, I moved into this flat, I think 5 years ago now. Can you believe it? It's my first property that I've ever owned, and I love it just as much, if not more, as the day when I bought it. But it's been through a lot of changes since I bought it, and I've documented that whole process. But now we're at the 5-year mark. There are still some things that I really want to do to it, or like changes that haven't been working for me that well. One of those things is my kitchen. Since the day I moved in, I've wanted to renovate my kitchen, but it's just felt like such a huge project and obviously very expensive. But I think that will be happening this year, touch wood. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But another thing that I wanted to refresh was my sofa, because as I just said, I'd been buying super uncomfy ones, but now I finally got a comfy one, which is great. There will just be little changes here and there. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. If you end up moving to the US, would you rent out your current place? This is a question that I find so difficult to answer because I honestly do not know. Obviously, if I moved to the US permanently, I wouldn't need a property here to come back to, but in my brain, I can't fathom that. Like if I moved to America, my brain just thinks, oh, I'll still want my flat to come back to like when I come back, but I won't be coming back that often. I'd pretty much only be coming back every so often to like see family, in which case I don't need my flat for that. So yeah, I would probably rent my flat out, but like I can't fathom doing that in my head because this is my house. Do you know what I mean? It's such a weird thing to even think about. And then what would I do with all the furniture and stuff? I guess you can rent out properties with furniture in it, but I don't know if I'd even want to do that. So then I'd have to pay for some sort of storage. There are so many things to think about. What do you hope the surprise songs are for Taylor Swift when you see her? So I've already seen Taylor. I saw her the day after my birthday last year. And as I'm filming this, I've got like 2 days until my birthday this year, which is crazy. But yeah, the day after my birthday, I went to Chicago and I saw Taylor in the absolute nosebleeds. They were terrible seats, but I had the best time anyway. And I actually got one of my dream surprise songs, and Cam got one of her dream surprise songs. So she got I Wish You Would. She is such a 1989 girl. And I got The Lakes, which I never thought I would ever hear live. So I was chuffed with that. But because we were in the nosebleeds, we didn't actually get to watch the show. Like Taylor was that big, maybe even smaller than that, and we couldn't see the staging or anything. So I booked us tickets for London, and we have the best tickets. They were so bloody expensive, but they are such great tickets and I can't wait. We're like front on to the stage, so it's going to be incredible to actually see the show and not just like hear it, which was also amazing. But you know, two very different experiences. My dream surprise song this time is Cowboy Like Me. I would also really love Timeless. I love Treacherous as well. So yeah, top three: Cowboy Like Me, Treacherous, Timeless. I would love to hear those live, as well as every other song ever. How do you deal with society now judging that you are with a girl? I feel really lucky at this point in my life because I don't really think that anyone judges me for being with a girl. I mean, people probably do, but the people in my life don't. My friends don't. My family don't. Just the people that I surround myself with, I never feel judged by for being with a girl. It hasn't been like that though throughout my whole life. This is the only relationship I've ever been in where I felt like it really doesn't matter that I'm gay. The only time I ever feel judged for being gay is when we go to America, specifically the South. So like Alabama, I went to Kentucky, and Cam will like warn me. She's like, okay, we're cousins when we're here. And I'm like, that's so weird to even think about. And that's the only time when it really hits me. How do you make big life decisions? What's the thought process? So with anything in life that I'm struggling to make a decision on, I'll often make a pros and a cons list so I can visually see the pros and the cons towards doing that thing, and that helps me a lot. Also talking to trusted people in my life. So I'll talk to my mom, I'll talk to Cam, I'll talk to friends. But ultimately, I normally go with my gut decision. So whatever I think is the right decision, that's the one that I'll go for. Not a question, but I miss your baby naming videos. I miss them too, and I was actually thinking maybe I could start making some baby name content on TikTok or something. I'm not sure that I really want to make a video about it again, because I used to get judged quite a lot for making baby name videos when I don't have children, but I just bloody love names, and I feel like little TikToks or Instagram reels or something like that would be fun. Let me know if you'd like that. Tell Cam to move to Brighton so you can do UK content. Cam, move to Brighton so I can do UK content. I've never really listened to Taylor Swift. Which album should I listen to first? Oh my God, this is such a tricky question without knowing what type of music you're normally into. Actually, yesterday I discovered this woman on TikTok who has a Swiftie as her best friend, but she'd never listened to the albums. So she listened one by one from the start to the end of them. So starting at debut, finishing with the Tortured Poets Department. And after she'd listened to each album one by one for a week, she would make a cake of that album and like review what she thought about it. Love those TikToks. So honestly, I would say maybe start from the beginning, although if you don't like country, like some like cheesy vibes. My favorite album of all time is Evermore, although I do think Folklore is a really good place to start. I think Folklore is more universally liked than Evermore, but if you love Folklore, you will love Evermore. I don't really know how else to explain that. Reputation, if you are in a bad bitch era, is an amazing album. 1989 if you love pop. I would actually say Red might be a good starting album. That's the first album that I ever heard of Taylor's when it first came out. That's what really hooked me in. What's your favorite song so far from the Tortured Poets Department? If I could only listen to one, I think it would be Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. Such a weird song title. I wish it wasn't called that. I wish it was maybe called like Hologram. That'd be a good name for that song. Goals for the next year. I would love to complete an entire year of weekly vlogs without stopping. So the one that goes up this week is my third one. So we've done 3. Yay me, halfway there. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that is a goal of mine, to do a year of weekly vlogs without stopping. I need to hold myself accountable with consistency because I am so inconsistent with like everything in life. And I think that's a really good place to start. Another goal would maybe to get engaged at some point. That would be nice. And figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life. What is your favorite thing about yourself now and over time? I would probably have to say resilience. I think I've been very resilient with a lot of things in life. life. I've struggled with depression since I was very young, and to still be around today is an accomplishment. So I would have to say my resilience. Are you planning any holidays this year? I'm not actually planning any holidays. I am going to America, but that's not really a holiday because I'm still work when I'm there. It's not like I'm taking time off. I would love to go somewhere in Europe, maybe even for just like a 5-day stay, somewhere nice with a pool where I can just switch off, but I'm not planning for that. So if it happens, that would be amazing. Maybe Greece. Favorite underrated Taylor Swift song? Cowboy Like Me, and I Think He Knows. I think that's such a good song. Have you decided what you're wearing to the Eras tour? I need inspo. So I am going off of the colours in my colour palette, obviously. Last year I went in a lover themed outfit, and that was actually a really last minute decision. I found these pink trousers, and then Cam saw this like bikini top and said it would look a lot like Taylor in the You Need to Calm Down music video. And I was like, okay. And I just ran with that. But this year I either want to do 1989 Speak Now lilac vibe or folklore silver vibe, and I'm not sure which to do. Okay, those are all of the questions that I'm gonna answer in today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe because there will be a weekly vlog on Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.